All right, welcome back to another episode of The Girls Room. Today, it looks like I am entertaining a boy. All right, relax. We've been training for this. This is what the girls' room and therapy is all for. So when this day comes, you don't care. Luckily I was planning on doing my hair today anyways, so he will get a decent hair day from me. We'll see. Even though I really kind of want it to be a little natural, but I have headshots coming up at work, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna finally wash my hair, straighten it, just do a little joy straightening, which isn't much, and go from there. So let's get into this. Let's prepare myself, prepare the girls' room for what to do when a boy comes over. All right. So the first thing you do is you prepare yourself for a little heat with my heat protector, which is also very true for boys. Especially this boy, I feel like is a little spicy. So I'm like, all right, be careful. And I actually like this because it's a nice like challenge, I guess, or touch base in with myself on like, all right, how much discipline do I actually have? On a normal day, you know, it's not like a holiday or a birthday or like we're really turning up, but he is gonna come over and watch a fight with me because I posted it, and I was like, oh yeah, you can come, it's just gonna be me. I'm not broke. It's just gonna be me watching it. So he asked what he could bring, which was, you know, nice. I actually wasn't gonna ask him to bring anything, because I wanted to see if he would naturally. So I was just gonna, it's like I thought about, it's like what will I say and what will I do if he comes over without anything in his hand? I would I would judge him for sure. But looks like he has some home training, because you really just should never show up at somebody's house without anything. Like, it's different if you're coming over all the time and it's like, all right, you don't need to bring me a bottle or whatever it is. We partake in every time you come, but I kind of make it a rule for the most part. Like, if I still feel like a guest, I don't want you to feel like you're hosting me without anything from myself. And I'll tell my friends that too. I'm like, how dare you show up to my house without anything? That's crazy. But I guess he passed that test. So I knew that this was a possibility this week, but he never confirmed until literally like 30 minutes ago. It's like, what should I bring? I'm like, I don't remember a text saying you were coming, but whatever. I can go with the flow. I like the flow. But how long is the flow? No, I think that it should be fun. I mean, literally zero expectations of anything, but I just hope that this fight is fun. I don't want to even come into it with any like, oh, okay, make sure you ask this and that and that. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever I want to ask, whatever I feel like saying or not saying, I will. I do want to be mindful of how I speak to people, though. I don't want to come off as too, like, snippy or like he made a comment, a snippy comment, saying that I talk shit, as he was talking shit. And I know that sometimes I can come off like that, but I don't want to, especially with people that I don't really know that well. I'm like, I don't want you to think that I'm just some mean person, because I'm not. So I definitely want to be mindful of that. And I surprised myself by even letting him know that that's like a defense mechanism for me, where I just revert to making every moment unserious. Most moments are not, but sometimes I'm like, you know what? It's okay to be a little vulnerable. And my vulnerability is lightweight. It's like just being a normal person. I'm like, no, that's way too vulnerable. I will literally never say anything good about you ever. But you should also know that I like you, and if you don't like me back, I will cut you. But yeah, I just want to be more upfront, because to me, that means that I really mastered this self-care moment and journey where whatever I say goes. And that's how I like to be anyways. That's like my natural state. So we will for sure have updates. But I guess it's worth thinking about whether I have any expectations. I mean, we've already established that you shouldn't have them. But I know that I kind of was feeling this person a little bit. I don't know where I'm at right now, to be honest. Like, I don't know. But at the end of the day, maybe we can just be friends. I like friends, even though you don't ever really need. Like, I'm at the stage where I don't know that I really need any extra male friends, because I think I have a good amount. I have enough male friends to have that balance of like, okay, I need to talk to my male friends about this situation. They can give me a different perspective. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, nothing's off the table. I know that it's game time for me. Like, I'm figuring you out even if you don't know it. Like, I'm making mental notes on what you're saying, and I will definitely ask certain questions that lend itself to, you know, your values and beliefs, but it's not going to be overt. Like, I'm not going to do no interview style probably, but I do want to know, because like, let me just either add you to a list or take you off, you know. I mean, I guess you're kind of on just new male friend list, which again, don't need. But I do want to kind of figure out as quickly as possible, without there being pressure, without there being expectations for anything, just like who you are. So far, he has said that he is kind of, well, he actually didn't say it. He kind of just dittoed and plus one my response to like children and family and marriage. Like, I want a fairly traditional situation where I get married first, and then I have kids and raise a family and all that. And he was just like, me too. I'm like, okay, well, in your own words, don't plagiarize. So let me see, like, what does that look like for you? When I get married, okay. How do you see yourself showing up as a husband, and what do you want as a wife? I feel like these questions shouldn't be pressure inducing. Of course they are though. Like, I don't know, when I talk to my male friends and I'm like, so what are you doing? Like, you've been with this girl for how long? You don't know if you want, and they're like, Joy, oh my God, you're pressuring me. And I'm like, how am I pressuring you? I'm asking you if the girl you've been dating for 5 years, the girl that you live with, is somebody you want to marry, especially since she's the same girl that says she wants to get married. I'm pressuring you? That's crazy. She needs to dump you. But I don't know what, you're telling her. Well, I guess you're like, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not sure, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know I can't do that. Like, I'm sorry, but you need to know what you want. Like, if you don't know after however many years, especially as we are in our 30s, then that's the answer. The answer is no. If you're not sure, it's no. It's like you need to stop wasting her time. People are just so selfish. Like, I don't want to waste this man's time. I don't want him to waste my time. I don't know what that means or what that looks like because I don't care. I'm not trying to make anybody my boyfriend tomorrow at all. I actually don't even want a boyfriend. I just want a husband. Like, can we just skip to the part that, we know that we are for each other and we can get married and stop with this facade? Like, I love the idea, and this happens, people do it, of quick marriages, because when you know, right? Maybe. I mean, if you ask the right questions, if you're really serious, it's like, all right, both parties know they want to be married, both parties have basically the same values. So, date for a couple months, get married. Or not, a couple years, whatever. 5 years, never. But I like one of maybe my favorite podcaster, and commentator. She wears so many hats, but Candace Owens, she had a really, really quick marriage to her husband. Like, I think they knew each other for like 17 days, but they were like together like all those days, and we're really get into the nitty gritty. It's like, hey, I want to get married. I think you're the one. However they figured it out. And they're married. I don't know how long they've been married now, maybe like 5 years, but it could be more. I mean, who knows? I have no idea. They've got at least 2 kids together, and she seems super happy. And it's just like, yeah, we knew and we did it. And I'm like, oh, that sounds great. No pressure for anything like that to happen to me at all, because that's insane. You'd be like, well, she's done it, so I want to do it. No. I do also understand the value in seeing someone through different seasons and, taking them around family, see how they act, taking them around friends, see how they act, being around their friends, see how they really kind of act. So, I don't know, I'm just kind of going to go with God on this. Like, He knows what's best for me way better than I do. And, all I can do, so cliche, is be myself. And I hope that I am that way today, because sometimes I get really nervous and like jittery and just like stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, either I talk too much or not too much, but I just don't want to be nervous around them because I think it's kind of cute. But so are you. But in all, yeah, so I'm just going to do a little quick prayer probably. I don't know if it's nerdy or crazy or a little nutty, but I just want to make sure that I don't abandon any boundaries that I have for myself. I have no control over his actions, but I don't want to be smitten over something that's fake or something that doesn't matter. Like, I actually don't care that you're attractive to me, because I can get over that real quick. And all that stuff fades anyway. So it's like, can we actually have a good conversation? Because this will likely be the time that we can actually talk as people, and it's not just like, huge crowd around us or, whatever. We're still very much getting to know each other. So It's like I'm excited, but also kind of nervous. Like, oh man, you know, the mystery is always kind of like the best part with men. It's like, oh my God, he's cute, blah, blah, blah. Oh, but now he spoke. I hate him now. And I don't want that. You know, I don't want it to just be something that I dreamed up. And I'm actually very happy and thankful for the inactivity that he had showed me kind of briefly after we hung out the last time. Because at first I did have expectations, just like instinctively, and I didn't put them on him necessarily or myself, like, oh, he needs to do X, Y, and Z. But I still, in my head, I was like, oh, I'm kind of surprised that I haven't really heard from him. But that's a mistake. Like, don't get surprised because don't have expectations. And since I hadn't really heard from him, I think our communication styles actually might align, because I'm not really great at texting back or calling or picking up or anything. I actually kind of hate my phone so much. But, you know, the phone's listening, so I can't say that. So yeah, I really don't need to text people all the time, but now that I say that, I'm like, I could use a little clarity. We'll see. Because, like, I really don't need any extra male friends. I might say that today. I'm like, so, you know, what's the vibe? Like, we know we're both single. We know that we're attracted to each other. That's obviously not enough. But what is it that you are looking for? Or what is it that you want here? You know? I can let a man take the lead. Absolutely. If you have authority, if you got leadership skills, go ahead. Take the lead. I'm not gonna say that though, because I think that messed me up one time. With this one guy I was actually kind of just thinking of randomly. But I thought he was really cute, but we just could not get it together. And I think that he really resented me for being 30 minutes late to our date. Our first date. He was pretty mad. And yeah, I felt bad. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at time. Like, literally, you have to lie to me. And I would just say, like, when he would ask me what I want to do, I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna let you take the lead. And he's like, you keep saying that. I'm like, oh, okay. You right. Like, let me not tell you that. I think it's probably good practice to not, because I'm not even trying to be like, you're the man, you're gonna take the lead. I think that's probably unbecoming. But I will just be quiet. I'll just be like, okay, sure. Because I am activating the soft girl era in a way. Just mindfulness. I feel like that's the soft girl era for me, where I'm being mindful of how I speak to people. And I've been working on that honestly for a while, and I think that's big ups to my friends for giving me feedback. It's like, you need honest friends. You need friends that you trust, you know, because it's like, I'm not gonna just listen to everybody. If somebody says, oh, you're this or that, I'm like, well, do you know me? You know, like, do I respect what you have to say? Sorry. But with friends, yeah, I'm like, okay, I hear you. I know that you, for the most part, know my heart. And I know yours, and I value your opinion, so thank you. And I will try at least to make it more of a habit to just be cool, be easy, you know? But, you know, for today, I will have supervision, because even though I trust myself, I mean, it's not like I'm calling somebody to supervise us, but I'm happy that my roommate's here, who he's also met, just to give us a little buffer, you know, in the event it's like we both are like, oh my god, ooh, what do we do? Ooh, hot. I don't think so. I mean, I could talk to a squirrel for real. I just gotta find the ick real quick. I gotta find the ick real quick so that I am not head over stupid. And actually, what I maybe should start doing is listening, fake listening, or just adopting this kind of Gen Z vibe. The other day, was it yesterday? I don't think it was yesterday. But my coworkers, well, one in particular, she's maybe like 5 years younger than me. She's been so helpful in a lot of the Date IRL in-person events or activations. And I walk over to her desk for someone else, but she's sitting there. She's like, Joy, when are you gonna have another one of these events? I want a boyfriend. And I was like, oh, okay, all of a sudden you want a boyfriend. You never wanted to participate. But I guess, it's cuffing season, so it's like, what's good? And I was like, okay, let's figure it out. But before I could even really start digging into like what's your type, all this stuff, the topic of men are trash came up and did not leave. It was just like, but men are trash. And I'm like, whoa, wait. And she asked me. She was like, men are trash, right? Like, but you think men are trash too? And I'm like, no, I don't. That's a you problem. I'm not, listen, maybe when I was your age, maybe I would have said some dumb shit like that. Excuse my profanity, excuse my French, I'm sorry, it's not dumb. But yeah, no. First off, I'm definitely not gonna say that right after saying I want a boyfriend. Cause I'm like, how are you gonna say you want something and then say in the next sentence that something you want is trash? So what you're saying is you want trash? That don't make no sense. And it's just like, no, I mean, and then I pointed to one of our coworkers, the only one in that area, the only man in that area. And I was like, that's a man. He's like, oh, well, not him, but men in general. And I'm like, no, that's not right. I don't subscribe to that. Sorry, that's not okay. Because imagine men saying that. Like, we just have to squash it. It's not okay for anyone to degrade anyone else based off of gender, race, religion, none of that. I'm like, come on, y'all, you can't discriminate. And it's really not okay to discriminate against men just because, that's the wave right now. I'm sorry, but I'm not you. And I'm not just gonna be like, yeah, like, it's not happening. And eventually she called me a male apologist as I had already kind of walked away. And it was all love still. It was just kind of like, you guys are so silly. Because the other girls, or at least the other girl sitting right next to her, kind of chimed in. And she was like, watch, I'm going to call my boyfriend and he's going to agree. She called him and she was like, babe, finish the sentence. Men are. And he said, beautiful and amazing. And I'm like, exactly. He's like, no. Or she said, no. He usually, when we're at home, he usually says trash. And I'm like, just because he lets you talk crazy to him at home doesn't mean you should, and doesn't mean that he agrees with you. He probably just wants to make a happy home. Like, he doesn't want to get in a fight with you at home, especially if you guys are living together, unmarried. But yeah, I don't get it. And then they kind of did a poll around the office, or just that section. It was like, and she has a boyfriend too, and she thinks men are trash. And I'm like, y'all are weird. I don't know what man is going to tolerate that for too long. And I would question, and I do question any man that allows their girl or whoever to just call them trash like that. I'm sorry, but what? Absolutely not. That's not how this is gonna go. If I can't call you trash, then you can't call me trash, and that's just that. So I don't know what kind of men these women are dating, but off top, that's not the man for me, because I already know if I said some stuff like that, to a guy I really like, and he's just like, yeah, I don't like you anymore. Like, I would really question, I would question you. Because I'm like, what do you mean you're trash? Like, because I'm sorry, you can't call me trash. That's not happening. Okay, so round one. Oh, I guess I kind of didn't do a bad job. I want it a little flatter, so I'm gonna run over this one more time. Because, you know, now that I've invited a guest without my knowledge, let me just be so freaking on top of it that he's just gonna go crazy. And I'll be like, no, down dog. I actually don't think he would mind if I said that at all. I really don't. Because the type of guy that I want and the type of guy that I want to attract to knows he's a dog. It's okay because he knows I like him like that. Like, I could, you know, ruff. You need to have a little dog in you. Just a little. So, I can't have too much though because, you know, dogs don't always know boundaries, which is why I gotta make sure that I'm straight. Like, listen, I don't know that I need to necessarily tell you what you can and can't do because that's not my MO. Like, I'm not gonna tell a grown man what to do. But if I see something I don't like, I will say something. Absolutely. I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not going for it. And you can leave if you want, you know? Like, we're not gonna have a fight at all. We're not about to do nothing. We're gonna have a good time watching two men beat up each other. And I'm so excited. I've been so excited for this fight. I like sports. I like men getting physical with each other. I think that's the natural order. So if I'm into this match more than he is, flag. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's fine. And I'm gonna keep an open mind because I am in Hollywood that, like, maybe we'll wanna go out after, like walk the streets or something, I don't know. We don't need to, but I think it could be interesting just to see like how we maneuver the wild. It's so funny because I was really writing this man off. I was writing him off. I wrote him off. I was like, you know what? You thought I was feeling you? I thought I was feeling you. But now I'm not. And now I'm just like so excited to not have you on my mind at all. You were so very much an afterthought. Matter of fact, I think I hate you. We go through extreme emotions and now I'm like, okay, maybe you're cool. I don't know. We'll see. Pressure's on. But actually no pressure because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we are just learning each other. We're learning ourselves. And I'm excited for that because I still have my eyes on a couple of Mistas periodically, you know. But at the end of the day, I got my sights on you, on myself. Me, myself, and I, baby. Because she's hitting the gym. She's getting her squats in. She's getting her reps in, you know. She's doing good at work. Minus that little episode. You know, taking on more responsibility, feeling like a boss, the boss that she is. So, yeah, I'm good. So, what are you gonna bring to the table? I'm just kidding. I would literally die if somebody asked me that, even though I'm pretty sure he kind of loosely did. I personally am not gonna ask that, but I'll answer it. I'm like, where's the table? Where are we at? What's going on? Because yeah, I do bring different things to different tables. So what kind of table are you creating? Do I have to set the table? Whose table? So I think I'm just gonna keep it easy. I'm gonna ask my roommate to help me figure out what to wear at my house watching the game. Because it's still a lift, but if you're coming over, you need to kind of fall in love a little bit. I want you to look at me like you just met your wife, even if that's not true. That's just how I want to show up to these men. Like the woman of their dreams. Like, wow. I never thought I wanted to be married, but I think I do now. And I've already had a friend that has changed his position since I've been friends with him. It's like, oh, I'm not sure, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, oh, well, you know, the right one, absolutely. It's like, yeah, I could see myself getting married. I'm like, see, because you weren't being pushed. And I'm not even going to entertain a situation where you don't value marriage. I'm like, cool. Walking back slowly or fast. Like, I'm not about to play with you. Play with your mother. I don't know who said that. But yeah, that's totally fine. I believe in marriage for sure. So yeah, when I see you in the streets, cool. Great. Oh, all right, cool. You're looking good. Yeah, fine. We could, dance maybe. Maybe we can chit chat, but I'm not taking you seriously. So yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what update I have for the next episode in the girls' room. If I need therapy, I just need to let out what happened. But I think it's gonna be fun. It's Friday night. The world is our oyster. Everything's all good. I'm excited. And he better not come super early because I'm a girl. So like, you need to be barely on time. I have an update for you.